presentation of Outdoor Channel Motorsports.
Coming up next on ARCA Racing This week, right turns are harder than they look. ARCA drivers get their fill of road racing at Watkins Glen, and we'll show you how wild it can get. Then, this young driver raced ARCA at the top of the season and has gone on to compete in the Craftsman Truck Series. We'll sit down with Ricky Hendrick after his victory this week. Plus, we'll go behind the wall with ARCA veteran Bob Shack as he makes a transition from driver to team owner. All this and much more on ARCA Racing This week, right now.
You're watching the ARCA REMAX Series, the most versatile driving series in the world. ARCA Racing This week. News, notes, and features from around the ARCA racing circuit. Brought to you in winning tradition by the Jarrett Favre Driving Adventure. Drive or ride along and make memories that last a lifetime. Now here's your host, racing insider Tommy Prater.
Welcome to ARCA Racing This week, where every week we bring you the news, highlights, interviews, and personalities of the most versatile driving series in the world. Well, last week the ARCA REMAX Series made its first trip to a road course this year. They were at Watkins Glen for the BetOnUSA.com 150. And when qualifying was over, Blaze Alexander led the field to take the green flag.
It had been since 1994 that the ARCA drivers had to face a racetrack that had left and right-hand turns. Watkins Glen has established itself as one of the premier road courses, hosting many series over 50 years of competition. The Glen proved to be a worthy opponent. Less than half of the ARCA drivers had any type of road racing experience. One of those experienced drivers was Blaze Alexander. Alexander raced to a top 10 finish at the Glen in the Craftsman Truck Series several years ago. Familiar with the track, Blaze took the pole as he turned a lap of 118.881 miles per hour. Alexander raced the number 91 Middlesworth Potato Chips Pontiac to the early lead before being overtaken by Lyndon Amick, who settled in out front for the next 20 laps. Robert Burrows took a sliding ride through the gravel, just missing the wall. Robert gathered the number 53 Burrows Diesel Robinson Tire Chevy and headed back to the battle. John Finger, Jason Jarrett, and Blaze Alexander took short turns on the point before yielding to Damon Lusk in the number 15 Challenge Motorsports Ford. Lusk missed several ARCA races before this chance to show his road course skills. Damon had 6 road course starts prior to this attempt at the Glen. He showed that experience counts as he flew by Jason Jarrett's number 67 Biomet Damon RB Pontiac on its way to the pits with engine trouble that would finish Jarrett's day. Lusk led 17 laps before giving way to the battle raging between Finger and Alexander. On lap 55, John Finger in the 03 Racer Carroll Enterprises Ford made a power move down the straight, roaring to the outside and taking the lead. Alexander headed to the pits for quick service on the transmission of the number 91. Blaze managed to regain the lead on lap 59. With only 2 laps remaining, Robert Burrows, who had been near the front all day, was racing hard to get his lap back. Robert tried to hold his position on the inside. Finger pinched down and started the chain reaction. Finger banged the 53, causing both cars to spin into Amick and Alexander. Did Burrows have position? The 91 and the 99 both suffered extensive front-end damage. Finger and Burrows got back on the course in time to take the white and yellow flags together. The 03 continued on as the only car on the lead lap. Finger did the walking as he followed the pace car to the checkers under caution. John Finger collected the victory in his first ever ARCA event.
We just stayed right in the hunt the whole time, and I guess one of the guys had a little trouble, and we just kept churning, and at the end there, they did the, I guess you'd call it typical NASCAR bunch up and put everybody together, and then everybody said, how did all these cars get behind me that were way back? Everybody lets them by, so the next 2 and 3 car were behind me. We just steadily went out, had a game plan, just drove.
There's 2 laps to go, and he's up there battling in the middle of us 3, and he crashed all 3 of us. And I mean, that didn't determine the outcome of the race because me and Lyndon's transmissions were broke, but it cost between the 3 cars probably about $15,000 damage. So, you know, it's uncalled for. I mean, it happens though, and you know, it's the story of my ARCA career. You know, lead a bunch of laps and almost win races, but the almost is the key word.
Blaze Alexander in the number 91 Middlesworth Potato Chips Pontiac took second without finishing the final lap. Defending ARCA champ Frank Kimmel drove the number 46 Advance Auto Parts Pork White Meat Chevy through the wreckage and finished third. Robert Burrows has his career best ARCA finish, limping the number 53 Burrows Diesel Robinson Tire Chevy to fourth. Art Cross also had a career day, driving Bobby Gerhardt's Northeast Ford to the fifth spot. Lyndon Amick survived enough laps before the wreck to finish sixth. The fourth driver to finish a career best, Todd Boucher, tallied seventh, followed by Dale Creeder. Jerry Churchill finished ninth in his first ARCA Series start in over 10 years. Andy Belmont finished 10th after starting the day 27th, earning him the Hoosier Tire Hard Charger Award. Watkins Glen took its toll as only 12 cars would finish the race. Now, let's take a look at where your favorite driver finished.
Congratulations to John Finger and his crew on their very first ARCA Remax win. Well, we've been through 12 events so far. Let's check our point standings.
When we come back, another young gun that carries a famous racing name finds a home racing trucks. The Hendrick Victory Lane tradition is passed down. And later, this veteran ARCA driver has made the transition to team owner. We'll be back with the Shack Attack. Don't go away.